Okay, hi guys, welcome to the channel. This is Waga. Today we're going to work on our profile page. We'll set up the UI elements and then we'll hook it up to a bunch of other things later. So that's what we're going to do. Now the first thing we need to do is we need to go to the base of where our tab is connected, and for that I think it's in the home view. So we come to the home view, and in the home view we could wrap this tab view under navigation view, like so. We could say navigation view, like so. We could do that, and where does the tab view end? Yeah, it ends over there. So we come here and we do that. So we wrap it under navigation view, and after we wrap it under navigation view, the next thing we need to do is we need to go to our profile, and in our profile we are going to give it a navigation title. So we could say here navigation title, like so, and the navigation title we could call it is going to be profile, like so, and we could just hit play and see how it goes. Okay, give it a second, and we should see it when we navigate to navigation profile. We should see it, and then we could make it smaller by making it inline, and for that we say navigation display mode, whatever this is, display mode, navigation bar title display mode, and this is going to be inline, like so. And when we save that, we will make it a bit smaller, and that will be that, like so. We come and we find it here smaller, and the next thing we need to do is to give it what's it called? I'm forgetting the name of it. The toolbar items. For some reason the iOS 14 toolbar doesn't work, right? But the iOS 13 bar items works, right? For some reason I can't get toolbar to show up. I'm not sure what is wrong. Like when you put the code, they don't show on the page. So for that we could just use let's just use the navigation bar, although they do the same thing, right? More or less. You could put it also, you could use the toolbars for putting it in the bottom item. So I guess this one is more specific for what we are doing. If you don't understand what I'm saying right now, you could check out no, not display mode. Just look at the documentation. The toolbar, what's it called? The navigation, the toolbar there, and then you get the toolbar item. Those ones can be put also in other places, like you can put them at the bottom and whatnot. Yeah, but this one, the navigation, what are they called? The navigation bar items only appear on the navigation bar, right? So for that we could come here and we could say navigation bar items, and for the leading one we would want a button. Let's put a button, and let's have a button here, like so, and we could do this, and we could put in the action. In the action we could just put in empty braces. We'll use this to navigate to our user profile view, which we will set up a couple of videos, not right now, right? And we could come here, and what we would want here is an image. The image is going to be let me just glance at my notes. System name is going to be system name, and the system name in question is going to be people dot, I'm guessing Phil, like so. And yeah, like so. And the trailing one is going to be another button, and rather than reinventing the wheel, we could just copy it. Come here and copy this button, like so. Copy it, put it in trailing, and then change the icon or the image. So the icon we're going to use here, okay, icon is more flatter. We could say arrow, the image, the San Francisco SF symbols. We could say right dot circle dot fill, like so. Fill, like so. If we do that, we could run it again and see what we have. And I believe we will have our profile. We will come and have main, and you see search, upload, notifications, profile, and we have our Okay, this one is not appearing because I think it's not people, it's person. It's meant to be person.fill, person.fill, like so. If we run it again now, we should see it. Okay, let's do that, and we see it. Okay, let's see if we're getting it. And we are getting our button, and you can click the person, and this one will connect this to log out via the user session. We'll do that maybe in the next video. So basically we have our two buttons here and here. Okay, is we could make our, I don't like the blue color, to be honest. We could change it, and for us to change it, how we would do that is we would we'd go back to our home view, and the thing is, this is going to change all our buttons on the navbar, right? We can't put it on because the navigation view is going to be used by all of them, right? So what we could do is we could come to the navigation view, and I believe that's this, and we could add here, let's add the accent color. We could add an accent color, like so. The accent color, and the accent color in question is going to be dot, let's make them pink, like so. Let's do that and run it and see how it works out. Okay, we're going to have a pink. Looks like red to me, but yeah, that's basically it. And yeah, and now we can continue from there. Is we need to add a package from Swift Package Manager. Instead of using pods, we're going to use I think this is easier. It's easier, requires a few less lines of code. It's called SD Web Image SwiftUI. Now make sure when you're copying this, when you go to Swift Package Index, that you get the SD Web Image SwiftUI. There's another one called SD Web Image. Make sure you get the one for SwiftUI. Hit copy, and it'll say copied. Just search for Swift Package Manager, and you'll get Swift Package Index, swiftpackageindex.com. That's where you go. And after you get it, you come to your app, and yeah, you come to your app, and after you get it, what you would do is you come to File, go to Swift Package Index, add package dependency, tick flexigram. It's not going to allow me to do this because I just did it, right? And you're going to enter the line you copied, the GitHub URL, right? So you're going to hit next, and it's going to run you through, and it's just going to download it and put it and install it, right? Instead of using CocoaPods. This is another way. So far it's recommended that you use CocoaPods for Firebase. That's why we put it there with Firebase. But if we want to handle images, this is another way we could do it. Okay, right. So after we do that, we hit after you download it and you get it. I can't do it because I've already installed it. I installed it when I was testing things out. So yeah, so after you do that, you could come and save, and what we're going to do is we're going to come to the components folder, hit Command N, and we're going to put in a SwiftUI file, and the SwiftUI file is going to be called profile header, yeah, profile header, like so. And we're going to hit create and give it a second, and it's going to create it for us. And the first thing we're going to import, of course, is whatever we just got, right? We could say import Swift SD Web Image SwiftUI. That's what we need to import, right? So first thing we need to do is we're going to, this is going to on the profile page, we're going to have up here. I've been spending past few hours trying to style it. It doesn't look as crisp as it should be, but if you can make it better with the styling, play around with it and figure it out. Okay, so what we need to do is the small avatar of the profile, yeah, the profile image, right? So the first thing we need to do so that we can get the right avatar is to get a user, right? So we could say var user, and the user is going to be of type user, like so. And we are going to go into the body, and what we're going to say is we're going to put a vstack first, vstack, like so. And in the vstack we are going to have we're going to check if the user is not equal to nil. If the user is not equal to nil, we are going to use our web image, like so, and our URL is going to be URL, like so, and we're going to get it from the user, right? And here we're going to say string, like so, and this is going to be user. We're sure there's going to be a user because it's not going to be nil. And we put profile image URL like so, and we are sure of this, so we put an exclamation mark there like so, and then we can do a bit of styling. Now here is where you can play around with it. Resizable, and the next thing we need to do is we could say scaled to fit like so, and the next one is going to be clip shape, and the shape in question, I have a video with shapes if you're interested in how shapes work and whatnot, how to put strokes on them, etc, what have you. You could say the shape we want is a circle like so, and after that we have a frame. We could have a frame for it, and the frame in question is going to be, play around with these numbers. We could have a width, the width will be 100, the height will be 100, the alignment, we need it to move a bit to this side. It's going to be, okay, when I say this side you can't see me, okay, to the right side, right? Yeah, to the right. So trailing, I forget that I don't have my webcam turned on. Would you prefer me to have videos with webcams? Like, I find them distracting. Like, I should use all the real estate for the coding, right, so that you can see as much as possible. But some people like it, some people do it like that. I prefer to have as much real estate dedicated to the coding, right? The interest is the code, not how handsome I look. Okay, let's continue. And the next thing afterwards is to add the else. And in the else, this is if things fail. We could just say color, and we could say dots in it, like so. And here we are going to have red, blue, green, and this is going to be 0.9. Let's just say 0.9, and the blue is going to be 0.9, like so. And the frame, we could just copy the frame, and let's copy the frame and the padding, right? We copy that, come here, paste it like so, and we hit save. And after that we now can have the username, right? So we come here, and after the else, what we could have is we could have the text, and the text is going to have the user. We're sure we're going to have a user, and this is going to be username like so, and the font we want it to be, our user, currently logged in user, is called password, right? So if all this goes right, we should see the word password. I always use the word password. If you followed my Flutter Tinder tutorial, we created user. The first user we created is called password, so that you don't have to remember the password that you put in, right? Yeah, okay. And this is going to be the leading like so, and after that we can come down here, and we could put another vstack which will contain our followers. We won't hook it up to the following count yet. We'll do that in another video, right? We just need a visual representation for now, and in it we'll have an h stack, and in the h stack we'll come down here, and the first thing we're going to have is a spacer like so, and after the spacer we're going to have a v stack, and after the v stack we're going to have a text, and in the text, feel free to style them as you see fit. These are more guidelines. Followers, let's start with followers, then following, right? Followers, and our font, we're just going to use presets here. The font here is going to be dot headline like so, and after this we're going to have another text, the dummy text with a number. We could say for now, let's say we have 20 followers like so. Pick a number, pick your favorite number, and here the font here is going to be a bit larger, so we could say dot, let's say title, okay, like so, and we're going to say here bold like so, and we could give it a bit of padding. We could say dot padding, and we could say dot top like so, and we could repeat the trick by copying this. Let's copy it, and afterwards we could put a spacer. Let's put a spacer. We put here a spacer like so, and afterwards we paste it. We have following, and this is just going to be the same more or less, and we could put some padding here, top the same, and after this we could put another spacer like so, right? Okay, so basically that's our profile header, and now if we want to see it, we come to the profile, and in the profile, let me just get to our profile, And the next thing after that, we now come to our profile and we can work from there. Now the first thing we want from the profile is to get a couple of variables. The first thing we need, of course, is to get the user, we need access to the session store, right? So for that, we have the environmental, okay, it's not helping, environment object, like so. And the object, we could say var session, and it's going to be a type of session. Let me spell it correctly, session store. Now if you can remember, if you can go to our session store, where do we put our session store? I can't remember. Where do we put our session store? Our session store, yeah, it's in the services. I forgot completely where we put it. Now you see our user is on the session, right? So if you can remember that far back, I think it's been a couple of videos into signing in and signing out. Okay, so we go back to post. Our user is on the session right now. No, it's not post. Back to profile, and the next thing to do is we're going to have a picker, right? So you could create the variable that will work with picker. I have a video on picker if you want to know how pickers work. I'm just going to use it here, but it's not rocket surgery or brain science. It's very easy to use. So the selection is going to be 1 and 0, and the selection we're going to start with is 1 in the case of our picker. And the first thing we could do here is we could wrap this in a scroll view, like so. We could come here and say scroll view, like so. So we wrap it in a scroll view and come down here and give it a bit more space. We can get rid of this this like this, and the first thing we could do is we could have our profile header, and the profile header requires something, right? And let's wait for it to suggest to complain, so that we just click on the button and it saves us time. Okay, it doesn't seem to be complaining. Okay, we could say user. Yes, okay, I thought it would suggest that we put in the user. So for us to get access to the user, we need self.session because we called it here session, and over there it's on the session, right? So you could say self.session.session. Should have named it better. In retrospect, we should have named it better, but if we want access to the user, we created a session of type session here, and it's on the session.session, right? It's on the session property, right? So that's how we get the user. So we get the session.session, like so, and if we save this and we restart, we should perhaps see something that represents, and then we'll fill out the other stuff, right? Let's just see if we have a user, right? And okay, this looks nothing like we wanted. They don't look like they're in the H stack. I think I've made a blunder somewhere. Let me just sort it out and come back. Bad news situation. The good news is that our image comes back from Firebase and we can see it, plus the followers that we just had coded are there. The bad news is it's not in the H stack, and for that we need to wrap the V stack in an H stack, right? So how we could do that is we could come here and we could say H stack, like so, and come down here and put in that, and that will be wrapping it in our H stack. And we could give it a second and it should come back. Okay, and we hit that and we find it, and it's a bit it isn't okay. Let's give it more padding. Let's come here and say padding top, we say 40 and top 40, so that you can get a bit more space from the top. Bring it a bit down and okay, give it a second, and it's a bit okay. Let's do 60. Let's do 60, or adjust it as you see fit, right? Just adjust it until you feel that it's okay where it's supposed to be. Like so, and that's more or less the same. We're going to leave it now there for now and continue with our app. We will continue building it, and yeah, if you want to modify it even more, I welcome you to do so until it's picture perfect, right? Okay, so the next thing we need to do is we need to go back to our profile, and when we get to our profile, the first thing we need to do is we need to add a button to edit our profile, right? We'll fix this ways down the line, right? And maybe also we'll put some I have some space for a bio here. We should put a bio here, right? So we'll include that in a bit further down the line, right? Right now we need to think of how to put in the button. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to reuse our button. So we could go up to sign up view and we could pick the button. Let's copy the button here. Sign up view, no need to reinvent it, right? Wait, Command Z, like so. And let's go back to our profile and we can put our button here. We could say the action is not going to be used right now. We're going to leave it as blank, and the text is going to be edit profile, like so. And we're going to do that, and we can run it to have a feel of what it looks like. And it's going to occupy all the space, so I need to give it a bit of padding. And we could come here and say dot padding, and we could say this is going to be dot horizontal, like so. We could save that and give it a bit of time, like so. Come back, and yes, that's a bit more manageable. And the next thing we need after this is to have a picker. And for our picker in question, we're going to have a picker, and this is going to be, the label is just going to be empty, so you leave an empty string like so. The selection, we're going to tie it up to, oh no, the selection is going to be turned up to this selection, so we could bind it, not tie it, bind, that's the word is bind when you're dealing with this. So yeah, and the picker style, we want the picker style dot picker. Why is it not complaining? Why is it not cooperating? Okay, let's give it the image then. What's inside? The image inside is going to be a system name like so, and the system name in question is going to be, the first one is going to be circle.grid. You can get it from the app. If we look at the app, what we're looking for is circle.grid, like so. We're looking for this. You could pick any of the circle.grid.2x2 2 by 2, right? So we could say circle.grid.2 by 2 dot fill, and this is going to be the, and the tag here is going to be dot tag, and the tag is going in question is going to be 0, like so. I have covered pickers, I think I've said that already, but I'm going to say it again. So if you're interested in pickers, just have a look at my SwiftUI basics playlist, and here it's going to be person.circle. I haven't figured out how you can when you're uploading a post, how you tag someone, but we'll think about it in the future. Let's just make sure it looks like what it's supposed to look like. So you could say here tag, and this is going to be tag 1, like so. And this is the end of the button, right? Oh, sorry, the reason it's complaining is because the padding is I think we should put the padding on the button, right? So let's just cut this and put the padding here. Let's put the padding here, like so. Yeah, the padding is on horizontal, like so. And after that, why is it complaining? Selection, I put session. Oh, okay. It's supposed to be selection, like so. And yeah, and the next thing we need to do, give it is a picker style. There are several types of pickers, remember. The picker style is going to be segmented picker style, like so. And I think we need to put, let's just see it first. Let us see it. Hopefully everything goes swimmingly and we can see it. And this is going to be okay. Yeah, so we have our picker and it goes till the edge, and how we could sort that out is we could do the same thing basically. We could just give it a padding here, dot padding, and the padding we want to give in particular is horizontal, like so. So when we save this and we come back, and you should tweak the numbers until it looks a bit better, right? You could do that. You could come here and you could say, yeah, so the padding is a bit, I'm guessing we could have something we can work with, right? Okay, I'm saving that instead of, I'm saving a picture from there. So basically that. So we have made, at least we have our, we know information from our user session is coming to our profile page. We have our logout button, like so. We logout button, we have the profile view button, we have the edit profile button, we have the segmented picker where we will show our users posts and the post that a user has been tagged in, and we have the followers hard coded and the following hard coded. Basically everything we set out to do. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and leave a comment in the comment section if you have any questions, and I will see you in the next video.